Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, May the 5th. Let's jump right into the messages and see what you might need to know for today. I'm going to be using my personalized deck again for today's messages. I've been using these a lot as of recently for today because just to switch up the energy and kind of give the other cards a break too. But again, these are cards that I made myself, so let's see what you guys need to know. All right, so Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time? What do they need to know at this time for May 5th? What clarity and understanding can you give them at this time when it comes to the messages that they are receiving at this moment? Okay, so let's see. Ooh, late nights wanted to show up again. Somebody could be staying up really late, and that came up in another video that I did just before this one. So take what resonates. But the first card is antiques, okay? So someone may resonate when it comes to antiques. This could be about your energy. Now, again, when it comes to collecting items, because that also came up in the message before, but when it comes to collecting items, there's something about antiques that you guys could be collecting or receiving or finding, whether this is like at a thrift store, garage sale, wherever, right? But there is something about your energy. Say this is about you, okay? Something about your energy where you could be the antique. Sorry for the drilling, guys. Like I said, I'm still going to do my videos regardless. But there's something about like antiques when it comes to like you being a rarity, or you because of your beauty or your age, or something about your energy when it comes to basically like, it's like seeing someone's energy and knowing that it's like a once in a lifetime type of energy, right? Some of you guys could feel like this about yourselves, like, or this could be about people who meet you, where they could feel like your energy is once in a lifetime or once in a blue moon. So it's almost like when you have it, cherish it, because it's very hard to find, okay? It's almost like finding like a pearl, or there's something about like a diamond in the rough that could be very significant at this time. So that could be also significant for some of you guys, okay? Drinker could be very significant. So somebody could be drinking or emotionally releasing, but take what resonates with this. This is about taking action. So even when it comes to like finding pleasure or things that give you pleasure, Venus energy, okay? There's something about you emotionally releasing when it comes to Mars energy, and also when it comes to like your desires, or having courage or taking courage. Survival instincts could be very significant when it comes to like leadership. So there is something about you when it comes to leadership and taking direction at this time, okay guys? But take what resonates with that. Okay, we also have Sound Bowl, and then we also have North Africa, which also showed up in the other messages as well. So some of you guys, when it comes to like healing, clarity, like I said, release, cleansing, things like that, you guys are releasing what no longer serves you. This could also be when it comes to antiques. Like I said, you guys could be finding antiques that were made in North Africa. Take what resonates with that. If not, this drilling is driving me insane, like I said, but I'm still going to post the video regardless. I'm so sorry, you guys, that you guys have to hear this. Like, it actually irritates me and bothers me so badly, because as a business person and as a professional, this is so ghetto and so tacky. Okay, like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It is so ghetto and so tacky, and I hope to God one day that I can move out of this building, because there's just certain things that I feel like are just, it's unnecessary, okay? But anyways, like I said, when it comes to like cultural wisdom, right, there's something about you when it comes to like antiques, right? There's something about spiritual roots and things like that. And like I said, you could be collecting items that are from places of North Africa, maybe South Africa too, but it's just maybe the energy when it comes to like knowledge and wisdom and things like that, that could be very significant as well. But even when it comes to like connecting to your spiritual roots, you don't have to be from North Africa, but a lot of times people forget that, depending on where you're from and culturally, like a lot of times people forget that they have African roots, okay? And some of people, like, they shun away from their African roots, when in actuality they should be embracing their African roots. And that could be significant about some of you guys that are connected to your roots. It doesn't have to be Africa per se, or it could be European roots, it could be anything, right? Asian culture roots could be very significant. Like I said, it could be anything, right? But there is something about you being able to connect with yourselves, right? Eating healthy could be very significant too. Even that too, like the diets that North Africans or just most people that are from the continent of Africa, and also like ancient Greece, ancient Roman times, there's something about that where some of you guys could be dealing with certain foods, right? Where those kind of foods that you guys are eating or putting in your body is actually helping you to manifest what it is that you desire or what you want or what it is that you need at this time. For some of you guys, starting your own channel could be very significant for some of you. Okay, guys. So again, some of you guys could be thinking about starting a channel or starting a new channel, but there's something about eating healthy and following your purpose that could be very significant. Okay, guys. Starting your own channel or starting your own business could also be like opening up a store. So this could look like a grand opening for somebody, or just being able to open up whatever business that is available to you. Pisces energy could be very significant. Like I said, this is about dreams, creativity, etc. Yeah, this card says follow your heart and dreams, right? Inner truth. January could be very significant. Some of you guys could be born in the month of January, or there's something about Capricorn and Aquarius energy when it comes to Taurus season. Now, Taurus season could be very significant. You may have Taurus placements. For some of you guys, you may have your Mars in Taurus as well. You don't have to. This could also be your Mars in Capricorn and Aquarius, or some of you guys could have your Mars in Pisces as well. But there is something about that energy where you guys could be wanting to take action, right? Yeah, safety, movement, direction, okay? Sorry about the noise, guys. But there's something about having safety, direction, and movement. Okay, there's something about control, like I said. Okay, so for example, right, since we're talking about control, okay, you know I like to use examples. I will use myself as a guinea pig if I have to. Even right now, okay, there's a situation like this where the drilling, for example, that is out of my control, right? Meaning I cannot control everything, right? But I'm still going to take action and focus on my desires, right? That is what some of you guys could be dealing with when it comes to energies around you, where despite what's happening around you and your environment, you're still going to take action regardless if people like it or not. And that could be significant as well. So some of you guys, driving on the highway is significant. But this is about having safety, direction, movement, and also being in control of your energy, your emotions, and what you have going on. This also could talk about dealing with people, places, and things too, where, again, you could have survival instincts where, say you're dealing with other people that you don't want to deal with. It's almost like people purposely putting themselves in this energy of like wanting to be seen or wanting to be loved really badly. But unfortunately, if you're somebody who has like a detached type of energy, right, like which is Capricorn and Aquarius placements, there's something about this energy where you could be dealing with people where it's not that you don't care, but you could be looking at certain people where it's like, why do you always put yourself in positions where you know that you're not wanted? And for you, it's like, if you know you're not wanted, you're not going to force yourself to be in certain situations. So like, for example, if you're having your boundaries at this time and you would respect your boundaries, meaning like you don't want to talk to certain people, or you've cut off certain connections or relationships with certain people, it's almost like people putting themselves on purpose in places so that you can see them. Because it's like they assume that you're going to go out your way and be like, oh my gosh, oh my God. And you're not like that, okay? Like, you only care for people who care for you, as selfish as that may seem, but it's almost like you give back the energy that you get. So if somebody shows up very caring and understanding in your energy, you're going to show them that energy too. But if somebody shows up where they keep using your kindness as a weakness because they know that you're kind, it's almost like people are trying to force themselves onto you, and you don't like that. So this could be about people like trying to like bring people up in your energy, and they could be people who drink too. Like, not to say that, you know, that's wrong or anything, but it's almost like instead of talking about how they feel and sitting down and going within themselves, it's almost like they would rather drink, right? Or like try to release when it comes to drinking. So instead of like understanding what life is about and energies and karma and stuff like that, instead of understanding that and going within, it's like they would rather drink their sorrows away. And you could be someone that's trying to eat healthy or be clean. And like I said, start a business or do something when it comes to your purpose. And when it comes to safety and moving away from certain people or moving towards your path, like I said, this could be past energy, right? Like people could be trying to be in your energy, or yeah, force energies. Yeah, like look, relationships and friendships, right? So when it comes to you following your heart and dreams, when it comes to relationships and friendships, it's like you're aware about what you like, what you don't like, and you could have people in your energy, like I said, forcing certain things. And that's another thing too that people don't seem to understand. It's like you made your bed, now lay in it, right? And you could be someone that gives a lot of chances to people, especially people who have like really weird energy about them, or like this weirdness about them. And like I said, you could have been dealing with certain matters where people were very indecisive. It's like people don't know whether they want to pick a side, and it's not even about picking a side, it's about right and wrong. And like I said, you guys could have been dealing with that. So when it comes to like relationships, you will pick and choose who you want to give compassion to, because you're aware that some people are just narcissistic, or they use their emotions when it comes to like feeling pityness, or certain things like that. It's like everybody's going through something, right? But at the same time, it's like if you treat people the way that you treat them and expect like all love and light, that's not going to work, okay? And some of you guys could be like that. It's like you guys could be around people where they treat people like crap, and those same people will still love on them and care for them, even though you can see that person doesn't deserve it. But you're not begging or asking anybody to love on you. You're just being you, taking action, right? So again, freedom. Motorcycles could be very significant. Usually when I see this, I tell people to be careful when they're driving, okay? Because again, like I said, certain things could be significant. But yeah, there's something about your energy. June could be very significant. So again, next month may resonate. There's something about you having discernment about something, right? Like I said, when it comes to relationships and friendships, there's something about freedom or being in this flow state. You're aware about certain things. That is why you guys are detaching. Some of you guys, Gemini and Cancer energy could be very significant during this Taurus season as well. And also having discernment about something before taking action. So there's something about you seeing something before it happens. And then we also have smoker at the bottom of the deck, fast cars. We also have truck driver, okay? So take what resonates with that. Gemini energy too, right? Leo energy, okay? Influencer, okay? Heated blanket. Yeah, you guys could be dealing with somebody in your energy. It's like, you know how like you can do something where like you could be minding your business doing something, but then you'll go back in your own space or own energy, and you could have somebody purposely placing themselves in the middle, where it's like, say you walk by them, or say you like want to go do something, they're always there. That kind of energy. And it's almost like, why do people do things like this? Like, just because you're in my energy and I see you doesn't mean I'm going to talk to you regardless of the situation that's going on. It's like you have your boundaries, you respect your peace, you respect your sanity. You can understand that people go through things, but at the same time, it doesn't give the warrant of energy where because you're going through something doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go out of your way to coddle somebody, right? Or to make them feel more comfortable about their behaviors and the things that they do. Sometimes an apology does not change anything either. Like a lot of people think that just saying sorry means like, oh, things are going to go back to normal. No, sometimes people just want to apologize to like feel good about themselves, but that doesn't change the dynamic or the situation either, So again, the 6 could be very significant. Angel number 1111 is very significant. Okay, tomorrow could be also significant too when it comes to like, dates and things like that. We have initials E. So take what resonates with that too. And then also when it comes to this energy, we also have initials A. So yeah, you could be dealing with somebody with the initials A or E in their name, okay? Tomorrow could be very significant as well. But there is something about this energy, like I said, where you are aware about certain people and what they are doing and how they're showing up. And because you're following your path and what matters to you, you could be around people who think, oh, the collective is mean, or the collective is selfish, or the collective is this and the collective is that. But the reason why you're like that is because you're sick and tired of dealing with certain energies when it comes to people being unhealed, okay? Like you could notice that a lot of people in your energy, they're very unhealed. And And it's almost like people try to put their problems or burdens onto you, like you're supposed to be the fixer of everybody's issues when you're trying to fix your own issues. Like, you don't have time to be, fixing other people's problems. That is their responsibility to go within themselves and do the inner work. And again, when it comes to attracting people as well, you guys could be trying to attract people right now at this time that are similar to you, that are willing to take the action that is necessary to go within themselves, right? Willing to basically understand their path, or willing to understand, okay, you know what? My behavior warrants this kind of energy. So it's almost like poking the bear, right? It's like, imagine you're poking the bear constantly, and then the bear bites you or attacks you, and it's like, oh no. Like people like that, like they'll poke the bear, or they'll put their hand in the lion's mouth, and they're just like, oh no, the lion bit me, or oh no, the bear took my arm away. And it's like, well, no, duh. Like, if something is minding its own business, why would you go out of your way to put yourself in that energy? And that's the problem with people. It's like they don't understand that you would rather be alone than to deal with people's burdens and unnecessary traumas and unhealed, energy. Like, why would you want to be around individuals that can't even heal themselves, but then they want you to heal them, right? Have they done the inner work? Have they gone within themselves? Have they realized that they could be the problem, or they are the issue? Not everybody realized that. And again, with the collective, you may not be the issue, but you could be dealing with people trying to make you be the issue of their burdens. You're not. Okay, we have romantic connections and things like that that could be significant. So again, when it comes to you guys following your heart and dreams, that could be significant. Okay, something about your availability. So somebody could be coming towards you to ask if you are available, being single. Relationship status could be very significant. There's also something about curiosity too, right? And like I said, when it comes to having discernment, you guys could be also very discerning right now on who and what you share your information with. And that could be also bothering a lot of people too. So take what resonates, okay? We have, are you ready, right? So take what resonates with that too. But even that too, when it comes to like friendships and relationships, you guys are focusing on connections that actually matter to you, or they bring a lot of joy or light to your energy. You're not going to focus on connections that lower your vibration or make you feel tired and sad all the time and mopey. Like, you're not going to do that, right? And a lot of times people don't realize that even if you are going through what you're going through, you could have challenges and hardships that you guys deal with. A lot of times people don't realize that you could be going through it right now, but because people are so like in their own world and they only care about what they have going on, they project a lot of that stuff onto the collective, which is unnecessary, right? And some of you guys, like I said, when it comes to like the energies, you guys moved away from this. So yeah, someone can't stop thinking about you and your energy, whoever this is. But like I said, you guys could have discernment, okay? There's something about polarity as well. So there's something about yin yang energy for some of you guys that resonate with this. And you guys could be focusing on starting a family with somebody. But again, like I said, there is something about having discernment, okay, at this time. So again, at the bottom of the deck, we have treating people the way you would like to be treated, and that is very significant. So like I said, when it comes to the energy, you're not going to just randomly start picking on someone because of your traumas, like, better. But there's other people around you, like I said, when it comes to this energy, it's like they want you to do the things that they should be doing for themselves when it comes to introspection and going within. And that's another thing too. Like I said, apologies will not change certain situations. Sometimes the lesson when it comes to people, and look at this card here before I even say it, the lesson for some people is that your distance, your peace, your removal of your energy, so you removing yourself from certain people, places, and things, that is the lesson for some people. It's like, you cannot have your cake and eat it too, right? So if you treat people the way that you treat them and expect them to always be there, that is another thing some people have misconstrued with the collective. Just because you're kind, just because you're bubbly, whimsical, people assume that, oh, if I treat them like crap, they'll always come back. They need me, right? No, you don't need anybody. The only person that ever needs anybody is yourself, right? Is it good to have community? Of course it's good to have community, but at the same time, what is it worth to have community if people in your energy are always trauma dumping their situations, their burdens onto you as if it's your problem, while you also have your own issues to also deal with, right? So energetic seal, there's something about closure, protection, and completion. Like I said, you guys could have closed out a cycle. All right, you guys could have closed out a cycle, released, okay, whoever this is. We have soft echo. So again, memories are very significant and messages. Intuition is very significant. So like I said, the only thing that this individual may have when it comes to the collective is just a memory of you, okay? And that is because, again, like I said, people need to understand that when it comes to your energy, you are not somebody to waste your time or your presence. Okay, it's like, if you're good to me, I'm good to you. If you're being shady to me, I'll be shady to you. There's no in between. A lot of times people think that it is okay to mess with people's energies and also their mental well-being, without realizing also the consequences that come with it as well, because karma does work in mysterious ways, okay? And so, yeah, repeating numbers, this is about universal guidance, alignment, okay, sign and validation. So like I said, when it comes to energetic closures, like I said, you guys could have closed out a cycle that no longer serves you, and some of you guys could be resonating with this message. So yeah, transparent. You guys are able to see your emotions very, very clearly. Okay, this is about clarity, honesty, and truth, right? So take what resonates with that too. And then we also have the catalyst, right? You are the one that actually activates major change. You trigger people to change. You force them to change, whether they like it or not. But this also helps other people around you as well, including yourself, to go through transformations when it comes to being pushed. So again, if you don't feel comfortable in your environment, there's something about being pushed out of your environment, not on purpose, but pushing you out of that environment because your energetic frequency no longer, serves you, okay, when it comes to that environment, that place, people, etc. All right, so take what resonates with that too. It's like, a lot of times people don't realize that there is chaos, okay, in the energy, because of the fact that your energy no longer resonates with whatever energies around you, basically, okay? Your vibration has changed, it has risen, it has gotten higher, and there's just certain things that you don't care about when it comes to dealing with people, places, and things, right? So it's almost like if the public is very concerned about certain things, it's like you're doing the opposite, basically, okay? So take what resonates with that. But you could have been dealing with somebody with this energy. Yeah, Pluto energy. There's something about rebirth, transformations, stepping into your power. Okay, Aries energy could be very significant too. So like I said, you could have Aries placements depending on the situation. We also have Mercury. So there's something about communication, and Leo energy. Okay, so take what resonates for some of you guys as well. There's something about rebirth, transformations, Aries energy, communication, Leo energy. So this could be any of these placements, okay? This could be your sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, okay, midheaven, depending on your placements. But there is something about you dealing with it's like an Aries Leo situation, right? So say you guys have Aries and Leo placements, you could have been dealing with someone who had Leo placements as well, and you could be looking at the situation like, wow, I know a lot of people with Leo placements and they don't act like that, so why do you act like that, right? Like, some of you guys could be like questioning certain people's motives or behaviors, or their intent and things like that. Even when it comes to like being very direct and also stepping into leadership, this could be being very protective and things like that. That is also significant too. So again, there's something about your energy where, Capricorn energy is very significant. You could be the one when it comes to being hardworking. This is also being disciplined and actually being persistent. There's something about your intelligence, your ambitions, the way that you show up. So business could be very significant, but you could be showing up as an authoritative figure, okay, more than someone else's energy. And that could also be something that hurts a certain people's egos or their pride, okay, especially with Leo energy showing up here, right? But you don't care. 24 on the timer, like, you don't care. You're going to show up regardless. You're hardworking, you're dedicated, you know what it is that you want and you don't want. And unfortunately, those who are very indecisive and they want to, be between the fence, you don't have time for that. Like, it's either I like you or I don't like you. Okay, some of you guys are just direct like that. It's like, I don't have time to be playing mind games with you. For some of you guys that resonate with the message in itself, it's like, I either like you or I don't. Okay, and some of you guys could be dealing with people that cannot accept that when it comes to your energy. So again, it could be very annoying for some of you guys dealing with energies where you could have Aries placements where you are very direct, you're very bold. Okay, you say it like you mean it like you say it. And you could have people who are around you that have Leo placements that are unhealed, maybe. Like, they don't understand that you're direct, right? So you're not going to play with people's energies, whether they like it or not. You do not have time to mess around with people's mental, right? But for some reason, they want to mess with yours, right? So take what resonates with that. We have in the next few months and maybe 1 week, right? Adult, senior, and also awakened. Like I said, there's something about your maturity for your age could be something that, triggers certain people in your energy, because like I said, you are not going to do certain things to people that you don't like done to you, right? So this could be minding your business, okay, for some of you guys. Even if you're told information, you're not asking anybody anything. It's almost like the information is coming towards you. And for some of you guys could be releasing certain people in your energy too, because it's almost like, I don't talk to this individual. There's nothing for me and this person to talk about, or the collective, or this group, or whoever this, environment is. And it's almost like you may have someone else in your energy that keeps bringing up this individual. And it's like, you don't care, right? Because at the same time, when you were caring, a lot of times people were using that or trying to use that energy against you. And now that you're in this energetic frequency where you're focusing on your mental well-being, your path, maybe building a family, starting something new, whatever the case is, you could have people trying to come back in your energy, because it's almost like a drug, basically. Okay, so drinking, like I said, could be significant. It's almost like a drug. It's like, if this person doesn't have a drink, whether this is alcohol, beer, whatever it is, it's like they could be drinking their sorrows away instead of actually sitting down and going within themselves and saying, you know what? My life has been like this. What should I learn from this? Or how can I learn from my mistakes? Or how can I learn from my lessons? You don't, literally, people don't act like this. Not everybody thinks like this. And that is why it is very, very good to be discerning and being very careful, right, when it comes to discernment about the things that you do, okay? And the things that you say, how mindful you are when you say the things you say or the things that you do, and how you show up for yourself, right? So it's almost like, if nobody wants to defend you or your energy, you don't care about that. You don't care if you're the last one standing. You will protect yourself and you will stand alone, okay, and protect what is yours, okay? So wolf energy is significant. Coyotes could be very significant. Lions, like big cats, could resonate as well, like divine feminine energy too. But there's something about having that energy with you when it comes to protecting what matters, okay? So you know how sometimes people want to be in your energy and they're like, oh my God, how are you? How's everything going? Sometimes people don't care. Sometimes people just want to be nosy so that they have something to talk about, okay? And some of you guys are aware about this. That is why you guys are protecting your energy, protecting your peace, okay? Maybe you guys are not speaking about certain things to certain people. And even if somebody does try to bring somebody up in the conversation, you guys are detached, okay? So it's almost like, say, for example, before I end the reading, say you guys could have dealt with someone in your energy where it's like, they're always asking about you, right? And it's almost like you tell this person, you can tell them to stop asking about me because I don't care. Okay, like some of you guys could be very blunt like that and direct. And unfortunately, that will hurt some people's feelings because they're not accustomed to maybe dealing with people who are very decisive. Okay, if you are dealing with people who are indecisive, obviously you're going to be in an energy of a loop cycle, because it's almost like that person could be trying to pick sides and you don't care about people picking sides. It's either right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, you don't care, okay? And even if that person wants to pick a side, which they probably already did, you're distancing yourself from that as well, because you can see things for what it is. And when it comes to your emotions, you can see your emotions very clearly. That's up to other people if they want to understand your emotions or understand you, okay? But I'm going to end it here, guys, because like I said, they're drilling and they're doing construction and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't want all my videos to be drilling and construction. So I'm going to end it here. But just know that when you guys are trying to move forward on your path, if people are still trying to bring up certain connections and you've respectfully said to that person or that group or individual or whoever that is, hey, I don't want you to bring this person's name up, or I don't want you to bring this up to me anymore, because respectfully, I just personally just don't care anymore. Unfortunately, you might have to cut that person off too. You know what I mean, guys? Because when it comes to your mental stability and your sanity, a lot of times people don't forget that people have a lot of crap going on in their own life, okay? And the last thing you want right now is to hear about somebody else that you don't care about, okay? Because you have your own problems to deal with as well. And not only that, while you were dealing with your issues, that individual could have been trying to make it worse, or they were making it worse for you while you were dealing with whatever you were dealing with. And it's almost like people want you to share your business and share, you know, your whole heart and story to them. But it's like, why do I have to do that? Why can't people just, you know, for the collective, like, why can't people just respectfully just be respectful? I don't need to tell you what I'm going through for you to just have common decency or just mutual respect. And some of you guys could feel like that. It's like, you could respect people's peace, their boundaries. Okay, you could stay out the way, okay, when it comes to dealing with people. But like I said, people could be positioning themselves to be forcing you to either see them, to either try to talk to them. And you're almost at that point in your journey where you're like, I don't care. Like, leave me alone. Okay, let me focus on myself. Let me do what I need to do, because like this person maybe said to you, maybe you're a bunch of things, and you are saying to yourself, okay, cool. If I'm all these things, then leave me alone, right? And that could be the energy that you guys could be feeling. It's like, you don't understand why people say the things they say and then do the things they do and then want you back in their energy. And like I said, you could be dealing with that. So continue to protect your energy, protect your discernment as well, okay? And know that whatever you guys are focusing on, if you guys are trying to start a family, or, you know, focus on your own family or build something, you know, collectively, worry about that, because that's important to you, okay? Don't worry about the drama. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about, you know, things that don't matter. Just focus on what matters to you, and know that you're manifesting things when it comes to things that actually make sense to you or bring you joy and happiness. Okay, it is not your job, collective and soul tribe. Yes, we're here to help people, we're here to guide people, heal people, be empaths, things like that. But also having discernment and understanding that not everybody deserves our light, not everybody deserves our whimsical energy, and that's okay. Okay, those who appreciate it will show up for you. They will tell you that they appreciate it. They will love on you regardless. And that is the kind of energy that you guys want, and not being around energies from the past that, you know, try to drain you or drag you down or whatever the case is. Okay, guys, but I'm going to end it here because the video is really long. But like I said, if you guys, I do apologize for the drilling and the construction sounds that you guys are hearing. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are out of my control, but I'm still going to give you the video regardless of what's going on. Okay, but yeah, if I knew earlier this morning, like say they started drilling at like 8 o'clock, I would not be doing the video at home. I would have just went to go outside and do it instead. But it happened while I was recording too, so it is what it is, right? But yeah, sorry for the noise, guys, again. But again, thank you guys. I love you guys. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. And I hope this message resonated with who it was supposed to resonate with. But I'll see you guys next time. Follow me on my website at www.mysteriouslyunique.ca, where you guys can book a reading, or you guys can just, you know, check out my website or my blog. But you guys continue to protect your energy, protect yourselves. Know that you guys are closing out a cycle, and that is okay. Not every cycle that you guys go through deserves to come with you on your journey, and that is okay too. Okay, there's certain lessons that need to be learned, and for some of you guys, detaching and removing yourself from environments is the lesson. It's like people forget that you could be here today and you could be gone tomorrow. And for some of you guys, protecting your energy and removing yourself from these environments is very significant. Okay. And even if you can't move away from the environment, go for a walk. Okay. Go for a walk. Listen to your music on your headphones, journal, draw, write, do something, right? To make the energy move. But one thing you don't do is don't allow someone to feel like they have control over your life, because they don't. You have control over your life. Okay? A lot of times people need to learn to mind their business and worry about themselves and what they have going on, because that's what you guys are doing, right? You're not being in other people's business. You're minding your business and you're focusing on what you want. And that's the thing. Focusing on what you want will manifest your desires. Okay, guys? But anyway, I'm going to end it here. I love you guys and I'll see you next time. All right, guys? Bye.